Today, I'm here to talk to you about my most favorite animated series of all time. This anime series was amazing. It was great. It had life lessons, good animation, amazing characters, self reflection, and great point perspective. That show, when it was airing, came second to none to Pokemon. And that show is Static Shock. That's right, superhero Static Shock. Woo. Dude, man. During the early 2000s, in my opinion, was the true golden age of animation and cartoons because cartoons were everywhere. I do mean everywhere. It was on ABC. It was on ABC Family. It was on TLC. That's what it was on TLC. There was stuff on the UPN, which is no longer existed, but now in my place called MyRDC. It was even on CBS and this NBC, and of course the WB, which is now called the CW. And during this time, Pokemon was the biggest thing. But what came second, surprisingly, around the time was Static Shock. Static Shock was the most popular, if he is not the most popular, black superhero of all time. He really is. Because his anime show was great, good animation, good life lessons, and of course, his theme song rocked. And it was great. You had a superhero who didn't act a point stereotype, but at the same time, he was extremely smart and yet had his own flaws, but he learned from those flaws. And ever since then, we never seen him come back to animation. Only once, but I'll get to that later. So our character is a boy named Virgil, who pretty much from a nice class, well, not say nice class, but in a nice area where he's at right thing at the moment. And he's a teenage boy who wants to do teenage boy things, have fun, get girls and stuff. But he's running into bully troubles with a boy named Hot Streak. Well, it's not his name at the time. I don't know his real name, but he's being bullied, like mugged and stuff, until a gang wants to help him out. But in order for them to help him out, they need to help. He needs to help them first by doing in a gang war. And in this gang war that was happening, a lot of kids were there and a lot of bystanders as well. And it caused a SWAT team to come in to control the crowd, but gas was released at the same time at the site. And this site was called the Big Bang. An explosion happened, and so many people were affected by this gas. And believe it or not, the dark side to this is a lot of people died that day. I mean, a lot. Some people's bodies were not good hosts for the gas, and they were able to break down, melt apart, explode. So many terrible things happened to people that day. But those who survived were able to become superpowered. They would rather transform their appearance, or they would just have a power altogether. Or they'll become something that's not even flesh at all. And these people were called bang babies. Virgil was also part of this thing, and but he was at home and he woke up and he had electrical powers. And yes, there's tons of black superheroes with electrical powers, but this one is most iconic. Yes, even more iconic than Black Lightning. And since then, he decided to clean up the streets in his area and became Static Shock. And later down the line, his best friend also got powers, and he became his partner as well to defend against the world of crime. His theme song, his outfit, everything about the guy was cool. He breathed cool. And at the time, it was amazing. And he even had guest stars on it. He had a Nazi, Batman and Robin, the Justice League, Batman Beyond. And there's a time where he was connected to his own world, where Batman Beyond was connected to him, and then he was connected to the Batman with his own Teen Titans. And then there's also another thing that was called Project Zeta, which also connected to Batman Beyond at the time. This is where crossovers were happening constantly within these superhero TV shows. And it was great. It made you want to watch all of them, which I did, because they always came on Saturday mornings, a perfect time to watch them all. The show was gaining popularity, but I didn't really knew the true workings behind it until I grew up. And there I understood what really happened. You see, Static Shock came from another comic book line publishing series, which was bought out by DC, but not fully. But it was just enough for them to have a TV show. And the TV show ran for like I believe 4 seasons. And it could have continued too because the popularity never did drop. So what happened? Simple. All things an American animation relies on is marketing and toys. One thing I realize now, right now, is that I've never seen any merchandise for Static Shock. No t shirts, no blankets, no shoes, no notebooks, binders, backpacks, lunchboxes, hell, even toys. And during the early 2000s, almost every cartoon had its own merch line. Everything. Back in the day in Walmart, man, you might as well call half the side of Walmart the kids section because you saw everything for kids, man. You saw almost every cartoon and movie based on a cartoon had a cereal. You see blankets with cartoon characters on it. Everything had cartoon characters on it back in the day. Walmart was truly colorful back then, along with Kmart and Target and so on and so forth. Tell me if you see anything like that now today in Walmart. You don't. You go to the blanket aisle, everything looks boring. Everything looks non-colorful. And you'll see some toys that are based off of TV shows, but not many. Most of them now these days are based off of movies now or online streaming services, and that's it. But now, not so much. So I'm wondering, why wasn't no merch for Static Shock? If he was able to go up against the most popular franchise of all time when it comes to airing in views, what happened? And that's Pokemon, by the way. This Pokemon, right here. Yes, it was able to compete with that. So why? Meaning to beat the crap out of Digimon, by the way. So what happened? Um, I believe this was a race involved thing, but nobody wanted to give them merch. No one wanted to make them merch. No one wanted to make them toys. Think about imagine having a Static Shock toy that could have press a button and he release lightning or it'll flash out lightning. Imagine having a Hot Streak character that could have fireballs so I can shoot out and stuff like that. Imagine having that one dude with a shadow who can stretch and stuff. He'd be all black and everything. Or the girl that was like a hawk and stuff. Or the armadillo rolling up like a ball. There were so many ideas. Hell, you can make the armadillo a bouncing ball if you wanted to. You have him rolled up and he can just bounce. So many toy lines you could have done with this thing. You could have t-shirts, cool toys. Man, I can imagine a cool black t-shirt with a Static Shock icon on it. That would be nice. A hat, even the cool hoodie he had. So much you could have done. You could have had his own cereal for crying out loud, like that. You could have a thing where, like when Spider-Man had his web blaster, if you put water in it, you can blast out water during the time. You remember those? You could have Stat Shock thing where you had a thing you wrap around your hands, it'll just light up. So you'll think you're having lightning and everything. We would have got that because it'll be in our freaking cereal. That made us want to buy cereal so much. It's because it would have the cool prizes inside. There's no prizes inside in cereal no more, ladies and gentlemen. Not whatsoever. But seeing this interview, no one would give them a chance on a merch line. Nobody. Despite the popularity, even shows that it was beating out had merch lines, but not them. So the question is why did this happen? A lot of people believe it's because of discrimination, in a way. They just didn't think it could succeed. But this was an original black character. Back in the day, we had a lot of original black characters, but they were always underestimated despite the popularity it had. So now we have these race swap black characters that take the place of other previous white characters, but they get pushed to the foreground so much. While everyone besides War Machine and Black Panther, but that's all Marvel. But you don't see any merch of Cyborg on it. You don't see anything really with a new Captain. Well, you see some of the new Captain America slash Falcon guy here and there, but once again, that's Marvel. You don't see anything else that's truly original no more. So we've been wanting it back, but the problem is that Static Shock is truly not DC. He does make appearance years later in the latest season of Young Justice, but he's not called Static Shock. And he's not a Bang Baby. He's a meta human instead, and he's just called Virgil. He has no true powers, and well, he has powers, but he's not the Virgil we all know. In fact, he don't get much screen time at all. Because I guess we're afraid to truly make the character shine than what he's supposed to. Now, he is coming back in a comic series where he is an adult Virgil and he's teaming up with Terry McGinnis, the Batman Beyond. He's coming out. Now imagine if we had a Static Shock video game. Think about that, man. A Static Shock video game. Hey, we have Infamous, Infamous Cole McGrath and stuff, the guy with electrical powers. If we can do that, we can easily do a Static Shock game. But the problem is that he'll be flying around on his disc and stuff instead of just doing the parkour stuff. He'll be flying around on a disc. You still can make it happen. A Insomniac would probably make it happen, but I guess you flying around and stuff. But you could also do tricks on the disc. Would be nice as well. But we don't have that. So for years we've been wanting something a revive. We even wanted Static Shock to be in DC God's what's it called that game Injustice. Injustice, yes. We've been wanting him to be in Injustice, but it can't happen because we all were naive. We thought he was in a fully DC character, but he's not. He is uh, another line character belongs to another publishing company. So as you don't know, publishing and licensing issue is very complicated. After watching the movie Pixels and Branded, I understand the complex society that is marketing and also licensing. You better not post something that does not belong to you. They'll come after you. If you do, you gotta find a lot of loopholes for you to do it, or else they will come after you. So I respect that at the end of the day. But maybe someday Static Shock will come back. The reason why I'm afraid for him to come back is because it'll lose the true meaning of Static Shock. See, the point for me in Static Shock was that it was kind of like Boondocks in a way, where it was a self reflection of the black community. Virgil was in a place where he wanted to reach higher levels, but he was also surrounded by so much corruption and chaos in his own community. Most of the villains he fought were black, and they were just going through the harsh streets of the ghetto and stuff. And it showed the many flaws. And it wasn't always about race all the time. I believe that they would bring back Static Shock now, it would always be about race, which that's not the point of Static Shock. It can be about many things, but the main thing was in the time where it was a reflection of the black community and how it could improve itself. It had Christian values. It talked about gun violence. It talked about bullying, and it even talked about his best friend being gay and everything. It had all those other things, and even he met another superhero like a Nazi in a way, and he wished he would have black superheroes where he was too to look up to. And Nazi said there is one. For some reason, a lot of people got offended by his line, which is dumb. Once again, Virgil is not DC, so no one's really thinking about the freaking Black Green Lantern or um freaking damn what was his name? I was just talking about him. Um, Black Lightning. Yes, Black Lightning. No one's fully thinking about those characters. Cyborg, yes, I guess, but once again, he don't got nothing big going on as well, you know. But I digress. The thing is here is that Static Shock was good and wasn't given its chance to grow because from inside forces. Inside forces now let this thing go on. It could have continued if it wanted to, but it couldn't. And the reason why we can't get any movies or continuous shows is because of licensing issues. And if we did get that, do you really want it? Will it be the Static Shock that you once loved, or it'll be something completely different? I've seen some pictures of, well, some snippets of some of the Static Shock comics. I'm not impressed. Even when the art style is pretty cool, the messaging there is just not the same. So maybe it's just time just to rewatch it and be nostalgic for the past, be glad of what we got, and that's it. Maybe someday it will come back as its own thing as an animated show, a video game, or a movie. Who knows? But until then, I'm just have to look forward to that new comic book series that's coming out with him and Terry McGinnis in Stash Shock X Batman Beyond. Look forward to it. So, anyways, I was glad to talk about this one because I should have talked about this one. This is a really good one that I miss, and I'm going to rewatch it. I'm going to rewatch it, binge it. After I'm done Legend of Korra and stuff. With that being said, I'll end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrownxox, signing out.